What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Trap. I am your host, Derek Bone Crusher Dennis, in the building, and I got some special guests for y'all. It's a real special episode for me because I got a couple guys that I got a chance to play with, some really knowledgeable offensive linemen who've played in a number of different leagues down south and up north. I got my boy Thaddeus Coleman in the building, Big Dad, and I also got my boy Bruce Campbell. Yes. The Hulk himself in real life. What's going on? What's going on, my boys? How y'all doing, man? What's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's up? It's good to see you. Good to be on your show, man. I
appreciate y'all boys pulling up, man. So we're gonna start this episode just for the people who don't know y'all too well. I'm gonna go one at a time. We're gonna give a little intro, let the people get a chance who don't know you guys to kind of give you a little bit of background. So I'm gonna start with Dad. Dad. Give us a little bit of intro about, you, where you from, football journey, how you got into the game, and, how'd you become an offensive lineman?
Well, what's up, everybody? Thaddeus Coleman. I started off a basketball player. Most guys at a young age start off basketball players, but I got into football later on, and came through, did my thing in high school, got a little exposure. Got down south, did a little college ball, Mississippi Valley State University, did my thing down there, came all SWAC, one of the best players in the league. I got my shot, got a little exposure on that. NFL came calling, they saw me, saw my size, saw my potential. So basically got my shot with the Arizona Cardinals. That didn't work out. Went to the New York Jets for a little bit. That didn't work out. I've been around the block, nomad. That's what I call myself.
Hey, man, all of us. You look at the bios, we all like that.
But that's how I got to be sometimes, and with that comes, experience and knowledge and stuff.
For sure.
I did my rounds with arena football, played down in Orlando and New Orleans. Then I got called up north. The Edmonton Eskimos for a bit, did about 3.5 years there, and then got traded to the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and was there for about 4 years. I'm right now a free agent, but I'm pretty sure this is my last year. So we'll see what happens, but long story short, that's my career, man. It's been a long 13 years of professional ball, about let's say.
Hey, man, some guys don't even get that far, man. So that's a blessing in itself.
Yeah, exactly. And I love my journey I've been on, man. So that's my little story. That's my little background, real quick for you.
Now you from Waukegan, Illinois. How far is that outside of Chicago?
It's north. It's about 35 minutes, 40 minutes outside of Chicago, up north.
Okay.
That's where my mother that's where my mother was, and that's where I was born.
No, I know the area, baby. I used to be with the Bears, man. I used to run up and down the Chicago streets, man. I know the lay of the land, man.
Okay, you was with the Bears. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I'm from, man. I stayed out there, and I stayed a few years in Jersey with my pops. But yeah, that's pretty much my little story right there.
That's what's up. How did you get into? I know you said your background comes from playing basketball. I mean, 6'7". I mean, you probably wasn't 300 pounds in high school, but you're a tall dude, man.
I was tall and skinny, man. I didn't really put on weight until college,
Right.
In high school, I played basketball, then I played football as well, but I was just taller than everybody. I wasn't bigger than everybody and stuff.
Right.
I didn't really. When I got to college and I seen how big everybody else was, I was like, man, maybe I should put on some weight.
Yeah.
Because this gonna be a short little stint in college if I don't put on some weight. So yeah, I put on almost 100 pounds in college, man. I went from 220 to about 310. And the rest of the story, man. But basketball has been my first love, but football became my second love. So I love them both, man.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Now let's get to my man Bruce Campbell. Now you ain't a little dude yourself. We talk about a 6'6" dude as well, who I'm sure you from Connecticut. So I know for sure you play ball because That's the Northeast swag right there. That's how we get down. But Bruce, give him a little background about yourself, man. Tell him where you're from. A little bit of background, how you got into the game, and give a little bit of people the insight to your journey, man.
Yeah. So what's up? My name is Bruce Campbell, from New Haven, Connecticut. Moved to Hamden, Connecticut when I was in middle school. Of course, I just started playing basketball, man. It was all about basketball. Started playing football later, 6th grade. And from there, I kind of liked it. So I kept playing football, did not know anything about the sport. Started watching it more when I got to high school. High school, I played all 4 years. Stopped playing basketball my junior year just because football was my way to college. I went to University of Maryland. Out of high school, I was 6'5", 6'6", like 275 going into Maryland.
That's
a big high school kid.
Recruited to be a DN offensive lineman. They didn't know where they was going to put me. I got to Maryland. Well, kind of did. Got to Maryland. Ralph knew right away. O-line. So played O-line at Maryland. Got my first game play against Clemson as a true freshman. So skip that. Long story short, junior year comes around. I'm declared to go to the draft. Turning my draft grade, it came back. I was projected to go late first round, early second round. So for me, not knowing, hey, I'm gonna take that. You can't get that time back. Yeah. I was drafted to Oakland Raiders in 2010 in the 4th round. I played 2 years with the Raiders. Just really started to understand the game of football when I was in the NFL. Just had people breaking film down and just listening to the game in a different way was mind-blowing to me. Just when I got comfortable with the game, my second year, I got traded to the Panthers. So get on a plane, literally go to Carolina, play with Carolina behind Jordan Gross, probably one of the greatest.
Carolina Panther legend.
Yeah.
So I really learned a lot I really learned a lot there. Got a chance to go to the right side, kind of potentially start for a job. Got hurt. That ended my years in Carolina. I went to a couple tryouts throughout the league after that. Nothing really panned out. 2015, got a call from the Argonauts, went to Toronto, CFL. Never heard anything about it. Played a year there, retired because I got traded to Saskatchewan. I did not understand the CFL game, didn't know how it was played, so I was out of there. All I heard was I didn't want to play in Sask. Well, go work a job, get a call back from Sask a year later. It's a wild story, man. I was pretty much kind of back and forth on going to play anyway, so I ended up getting in touch with Coach Jones. We worked something out. I'm up in Sask. I was there just getting back in the game, and I got there and I was like, what the hell? They got tackled there, like kind of knew who Derek was and who Thad was. I'm like, why was I there? That was my thing. Like, why was I there? I kind of just sat and just
because you ain't no Jones.
Huh?
Jones like his football players to put fear in your heart when you walk off the bus.
Yeah, I started learning, but it was cool. So that's basically my story. Oh yeah, also I attended Hargrave Military Academy before I went to Maryland. So that was just
almost went to Hargrave myself, but I couldn't get with the military stuff, man.
Yeah, it was strict, but boy, that's when I really I got a chance to really see who I was as a football player. Because coming out of Connecticut playing football, who was really up there playing? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's how it is coming out of New York. Nobody really played ball in New York, and it wasn't like we was getting big college looks like that. Yeah. And you only got the one big school, which is UConn. That's probably the biggest football school in the state, and their football program wasn't too crazy. So I mean, that's how it was for me. Syracuse probably was the only football option, real big football option I had in state, but they ain't really bumped with nobody in state like that. All right, cool, man. So, Bruce, real quick, you talked a little bit about college for you. Now, we talked about a little about this before we started recording, but you like an NFL combine legend, bro. I'm talking about like, I remember being a sophomore in college and watching the draft. And I remember the year before that, I think did Vernon Davis come out the year before you or two years before you?
Yeah.
Now, I remember Vernon Davis's workout, and it was freakish. I remember they talk about this tight end who lift like an old lineman, run like a wide receiver. It was like, oh man, Maryland got a nice little athlete. And then boom, 2 years later, you hit the draft as an old lineman and you running like a tight end. You know what I'm saying? You bench press. It was like, I was like, yo, what they feed motherfuckers in Maryland, bro? They got these freaks coming out of college, like these all-world freak athletes, bro. Like you said your background, you was a basketball player. So I'm sure you probably wasn't, you know what I mean? Like me, when I played ball in high school, I ain't really touched the weight room. Weight room was really my thing. So I ain't really get into the weight room until I got to college. So what was it like training at the University of Maryland? Because I know y'all guys had good facilities, because I think the dude who created Under Armour, right, is a UM alum or something like that. So yeah. I know he's from.
Yeah, he is.
So I know y'all had that's when Under Armour started to get popular. Y'all had the stuff. So like, what was it like in college for you in training? Because like y'all was pumping out freaks in Maryland at the time.
Man, give it up to Deej Goat, man. Deej was everything, and he was all about being explosive, man. So basically just the simple stuff every day, or most stuff college guys do. We clean, we snatch, we did everything everybody else did. Is just the way he presented it, man, and just it really got me into working out. And that kind of just paved the road for everything else after that. Is just I really started working out in college more, and I just kept getting stronger, and stronger. And that's when I realized like this is just my thing. I just fell in love with the working out part. So I fell in love with always working,
What weight was you when you got into college? How much did you weigh when you entered as a freshman?
I was 275 when I got to college, and I left Maryland.
When you left at what?
314, 315.
So you put on a solid 40, 50 pounds in college. And now, granted, if anybody know anything about fitness, putting on 40, 50 pounds of good weight is tough.
Good weight
is tough, because
was very tough.
I remember the combine, bro. You walked up to the line for your 40. I'm talking about everything was chiseled, bro. You had abs at 315. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. I ain't never seen motherfucker 300 plus with abs.
Like, man, hold up, man. He played the same position.
So I'm like, yo, what was the food fire or something? Like, did they have y'all on a meal plan? Like, because I know in college I had to gain weight too. I gained like 70 pounds in college, but they had me eating cheesesteaks. I was in Philly. They had me eating cheesesteaks and chicken tenders and shit.
Right.
What was y'all eating at Maryland?
Nah, we was definitely eating pasta, grilled chicken, damn clam chowder every other day, because Ralph liked it. That was one of Ralph's things. But yeah, man, we was eating good. Like we had like steak, like sliced steak on some nights. Like we was eating good, bro. Like
y'all had to be eating good. I guess Maryland do more than crab cakes and football, huh? Hey, but Dad, you a health freak too. Because I remember, we all like, so granted, we played in SAS together. That was where all of us met up and got a chance to, you know what I'm saying, build that relationship that we got now. Yeah. But the two of y'all, out of all the teams that I've been on in my life with offensive linemen, y'all two might be the healthiest offensive lineman workout freaks that I've ever encountered in my whole 8-9 year career. So that I know you on the health kick too. That's kind of your thing. Like, what was your transition of getting into like health and lifting? And because you wasn't no slouch yourself, bro. I remember when I signed Assassin, I walked in and I saw you, and then Bruce walked in the door like a week later, and I was like, bro, this is what offensive tackles look like? Like, what?
Well, you know me, man, I had to work for mine, man. You know, I went to a smaller school and stuff like that, so I had to put the responsibility on myself. So when I was in college, man, when I had to put on that weight, I really had to do a lot of extra. Yeah, we had our little weight room programs and stuff with the coach, but I had to do extra if I actually wanted to compete on a high level, man. So that's really when I got into it. And then when I got to the NFL, you know, when I was in training camp with the Cardinals and stuff like that, you know, I would see the other guys, the older vets, lifting what they were lifting and doing what they were doing. And I could fit in with that. I was like, okay, if they doing it and I'm doing the same thing they're doing, I need to keep on this path, man. This path is only going to make me stronger, a lot healthier, and they're talking to the older guys and stuff like that. So I stayed on that path. So when you saw me, when you met me and stuff like that, I was in it, man. I was really
for years.
I was deep into the healthy stuff, the weightlifting and stuff like that. And you know, it's become a love of mine, man. That's why I'm a personal trainer myself now.
You was disciplined, boy.
For real.
You was disciplined, son. Like for real. Like
I remember we used to have the even on Chicken Day in Saks. Dad had you know, he may have 1 or 2 pieces of chicken, but it was a whole plate of salad, some vegetables. You know what I'm saying? He made sure he kept the balance. The rest of us was dipping hot sauce and ranch on the chicken. Dad was over here like, listen, I need to have a balanced meal, okay? Some salad over here, not just the chicken. I love it, man. I love it, man.
I gotta get my healthy stuff too, man. You already know, man.
Well, Dad, that's kind of what you're doing now, right? Because you, I mean, I know you're a businessman now, but it's also based around healthy living and, you know, working out and all that. So, you know, talk a little bit about, you know, your business and what you're doing now, man.
So basically, me and my wife went out to Hawaii a few years ago. You know, we had she had introduced me to acai. You know, I didn't know nothing about it, but now I know it's a super fruit. You know, it's a berry, and we kind of made that into a concept here in Edmonton, man. So we're basically selling acai. It's a very healthy dessert. You know, most people want to go grab some ice cream or something. So we made something that's similar to it. The texture is just like ice cream, but it's basically acai. It's a fruit. You know, everybody want to choose. You know, especially these days. You know, everybody want to go onto the healthier side and stuff like that. So we kind of grabbed that concept. Was like, man, let's just bring it here. You know, we both eat healthy. She does her healthy. She does her vegan, vegetarian stuff. You know, okay. And I try to stay as healthy as I can. You know, I'm not perfect or nothing like that. I'm still 300 pounds. But I try to keep.
Hey, man, listen. Y'all don't look like me. I know that for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm still over here busting down, you know what I'm saying, footlongs, 2 footlongs and a serving. I don't even know how to stop. So y'all doing better than me. And on top of that, you just taught me how to say acai, because I swore up and down it was acai or kai, or that's how you pronounced it.
Everybody messes that word
Yo,
up.
I couldn't pronounce that word for nothing. I used to go to the
I messed it up myself the first time.
Go to get the little yoga spot and the drinks, you'd be reading it, be like, yo, what's a kai? What type of food is that? I never heard of
that. Sound like something from Dragon Ball Z.
Right, man. But Bruce, man, what you got going on, man? I know, you get, you know, talked a little bit about your football journey and now what are you transitioning to now that you know you're not playing, you know, putting the helmets and pads on, man? You still surrounded by the game, or you know what's going on?
Yeah, I'm still surrounded by the game, man. I also train and mentor kids, man, just because these days some of the kids just need somebody to talk to, right? Some of them want to know football, want to know more. So I train, I also coach, and I'm just around, man, just trying to stay around the game. Also thought about doing some scouting work. It's just I just like to actually be around the game now. So I'm just trying to figure out where I fit in best in that world.
Yeah.
For sure, man. For sure. I dig it, man. We all at that latter part of our careers, man. I mean, I still feel like I'm in it. I took the season off, but that was for stuff. Dad know why I took the season off. You was in the mix. You know what's going on up there.
Hey.
we gonna say that. We're not gonna get to that. I know people probably tired of me going in on Edmonton because that's all I've been doing for the last 3-4 months. And Dad, you at least you know what I know, so it's cool.
I know what you know, brother. I know what you know.
Hey, but just to get into like some football talk, man, because I love to always give tidbits to, especially to there's a lot of young athletes who like to listen to the show, especially young offensive linemen. You guys have had long careers. Thad, you played 13 years. Bruce, you played, 9-10 years professional football. You guys have been in a lot of different leagues. Being that the three of us have played offensive tackle at some point in our careers, you guys were mostly offensive tackles the majority of careers. I've pretty much been everywhere, but up north, we all was offensive tackles. I know a big thing that I've been seeing in a lot in football lately, I feel like the art of pass pro is definitely kind of making a transition in certain ways, man. I feel like what you see from a lot of guys in the game is not like when we was coming up and we got a chance to watch the Orlando Pacers, the Jonathan Ogdens, the Grosses, like endless. It was every team had good offensive tackles who was like good player. I know I grew up a Giants fan. I used to watch David Deal and those type of guys who was dogs and had that mentality and was like real technicians. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times watching the game today, regardless of the league, whether it's NFL, whether it's CFL, whether it's any pro league, like you can only count on your hand how many guys that you could watch and go, man, that dude is good. Most of the time, I know if y'all like me, when y'all watching the games, I know y'all sitting there cringing like, what is he doing out there? Like, yeah. But kind of give me a little bit of insight to, I'll start with that and then we'll go to Bruce. Give me a little bit of insight to pass pro. What things did you learn throughout your career that you like to kind of mold into your game? And what were certain things in pass protection that, felt like made you like a good player to have a long career?
Well, I guess when I was younger in my professional career, I always thought I had to be faster than the guy. I had to hurry up and like kick back really fast. As my career went on, I had to learn how to slow down a bit, get to my spot. Because the kids growing up don't realize. I tell the rookies and the younger guys all the time, the guys got to come to you eventually. Right. So then a lot of guys, they overset because they're trying to kick too fast. And then what does the defensive end do? They go under. They go under because they're trying to move too fast. So, basically, that was my main focus. I had to slow my game down, learn how to get to a spot at a certain angle, because he's got to eventually come to you. And yes, you got to have those hands ready. You can't have them too early. I see a lot of guys these days with their hands just down by their side, where that's where they're getting beat. They're getting beat before they can even throw a punch because their hands are too slow coming up and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. That's what you mean when you say when we watching these kind of cringe, because I think, yes, like you said, I watched Orlando Pace. That was my guy. I watched him so hard. I seen him. He was such a technician, and he made it look so easy, but it wasn't easy. Just using his skills, to do what he does best. That's why he's a Hall of Famer and stuff like that. Right. So yeah, that was my two main focuses on learn how to slow down, get to your spot, and have your hands ready and throw them. Don't just lay them out there. You gotta throw them when they get close enough. Don't throw too early. Don't throw them too late. You gotta time it right. So yeah, that was basically the main focus. Coming up and learning how to play offensive tackle.
Okay. What about you, Bruce, man? What's things in pass pro that felt kind of contribute to your development and things that you like to do that made you efficient in that area?
So one thing for me is I was just like I'm gonna piggyback with that. Said you gotta get to the spot, man. You gotta know the spot you trying to fight at. You gotta know the spot that you're comfortable at. You gotta know where that spot is where the D lineman has to come through you to get to your quarterback, right? So I love to get to the spot. Also, I knew I was aggressive. Like I was more aggressive when the play got to me. So I knew once I got to my spot and that guy became in my reach, I was throwing my hands. I developed a one hand punch versus two. That really helped me a lot because you got to play around with people. You guys see me fake a lot of people out with just little hand stuff and also just with my fake cut. I like to throw my little fake cut at people.
Oh, you love that fake cut. But
I
used to piss me off with that. I'm not gonna lie. When I was playing guard next to you, I used to be like, man, stop fucking fake cutting motherfuckers and hit somebody.
Yeah, because sometimes they slow people down, but it's just I like to be able to have I like to have stuff just in my arsenal I could use if I needed it, right? But I always had those moves. Like there were moves I go to. Even you got tired of it.
It's unique, man. You don't get that. That's one thing that I always liked about a lot of stuff that y'all did. It was certain things in y'all game that you could tell made y'all unique in the sense of everybody has like their calling card, right? When you watch a defensive end on film, you kind of know what's that calling card move he's going to go to when everything is his back against the wall. He feel like he need to go make a play. It's the one move he always going to revert to that he going to hit it at that given time, right? Yep. And it's always what I always like to tell people, especially in pass pro, it's a chess match, man. You're going through a chess match with a defensive end. You guys are, basically playing that game. You trying to manipulate him to do things that you want him to do. He's trying to manipulate you to give him the looks. He wants you to turn your shoulder. He wants you to step back too far. He wants you to, you're going to drop your foot on the inside, stuff like that you got to deal with. So, what I me personally like, in the sense of pass pro, it's like Thad said, especially when I made that transition from playing south to the north, I had to really learn how to be patient because down south, man, everything is quick now. It's quick. It's immediate. Guys right in front of you. You don't got to be slow. You could be like, pap, pap, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to love short setting dudes when I played in the league because it was in my mind, there was no need to go nowhere. He's standing right here. I'm going to put my hands on you as quick as I can. But up north, I had to adjust that because when you got that yard off the ball that you got to deal with in Canada, man, it's a whole different ball game now that you're playing. And you wouldn't realize such a small nuance like that could just dramatically change the position and how you have to approach it. So, yeah, man. What I also did want to talk about in the sense of position wise is both of y'all played down south and got a chance to come up north. Dad, you played arena. Did you feel like, and I say this to people all the time, did you feel like arena prepared you for playing the Canadian game?
It did, because it puts you in a lot of one-on-ones. In the CFL, you play as tackles. You get a lot of one-on-ones. So you're on that island by yourself. That's why they're paying tackles a lot of money, because you're on that island by yourself in an arena. You didn't get no help. You're not getting help from your center. You're not getting help from the guy on the other side. So it prepares you physically and mentally. You walking up to the line, hey, I'm by myself. It's like, I got the guard coming with me. I got some help. You're getting a lot of one-on-ones, and that prepares you mentally. That gets you mentally stronger. Like, okay, I know I got him by myself. Let's do it. Either he's going to beat me, or I'm going to beat him, and that's plain and simple. I'm not looking for help or anything. So that really helped me transfer to the CFL a lot.
Yeah, for sure, Bruce. Now I know you didn't do the arena thing. You was big time. You was NFL draft pick. You know what I'm saying? You was big money from the gate, wearing black diamonds and all that, man. Right out the gate. I was trying to be like you. but what do you feel like when you made that transition to want to come up north? How did you prepare yourself to kind of get ready to make that transition? And what was the big like for you? Because I know every American player when they come to Canada has a big like, whoa, what the hell is this I'm doing right now? So what was that transition like for you?
It was definitely that. What the hell is this? Like, what you mean a yard off the ball? What you mean it's 3 downs? What did I get myself? Like, you could score on like it was just different, right?
Loose.
The church play, way different. The church play was just being that yard off the ball. I had to understand that I was more susceptible to bull rushes than anything because they were building speed.
Yeah.
So I had to develop a new spot, and then like I just had to understand, like, try to get them to go where I want them to go.
Yes.
Majority of the time, because it was way different. If you let the guys in the CFL pick their way, you were gonna be.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
It's gonna be a long game. It's gonna be a long game.
It's a long day. So let me ask y'all this. Now, how important as a tackle, especially up north in the CFL, how important was it you to have your guard to be on the same page? Because I know for me, sometimes when I played tackle, I used to play with my sets when I knew it was certain protections, if I knew I had help with the guard, if I was expecting the guard to be in a certain place. Like, how important was it to have a great relationship with the guy inside of you as a tackle and pass setting to make sure, you were successful? I'll start with you, Bruce, and then we'll go to Thad with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Important enough that, hey, man, I try to get my guard as my roommate. Hey, man, for real, man. Because sometimes you look to set somebody up for something, and if you don't have that relationship with your guard, like a good relationship with them, you never know what could be the outcome. You know what I'm saying? So I think just having a good relationship with your guard is a good thing. Like, it's not a bad thing at all. Like, it's a great thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Well, for you, Thad, because you played with a lot of guards.
Yeah.
What was the relationship that you always went to have to make sure that, especially in a sense of communication too as well, because that's big for our position, being able to communicate and make sure we're on the same page, especially in an in-game environment when, the noise, you got to deal with crowd noise, you got to deal with whistles, sometimes it's hard to, communicate. How important was building that relationship for you with your
It's huge, man. Like Bruce said, my guard was my roommate. That's how tight we had to be, because he knew, even sometimes walking up to the line of scrimmage coming out the huddle, I would tell him, yo, I'm about to overset him. So I want my guard to be ready for the defensive end to go inside so he can pop him in the mouth. And that's the kind of connection I have with my guard bladed. So, that's key. When you don't have that connection with your guard, you're basically out there like, the slide's supposed to be coming to you, but you're not. No. You don't have that trust yet, though.
Right.
Like when I played with Peter Diakowski, he's probably one of the smartest, best guards I ever played with, because he knew. Like, I didn't even have to tell him. Like, he knew what I was about to do before I did it. Yeah. And it's just that subtlety of just knowing the player next to you. And like, he knew when I would overset, like, I'm about to overset. I know the slide's coming in. That little key is so clutch, because the play is only 4 or 5 seconds, man. So you got 4 or 5 seconds to make this count. And if you overset and your guard is not there, he looks away for a half a second, defensive end is gone, man. So that little communication with your guard, that camaraderie you have with your guard, that trust, that level of trust, man, it's so clutch, man. It makes your job, it makes his job, it makes the line's job so much easier, man. And that's why you see some O-lines that are so terrible, and you see some O-lines that are so good, because they know. Like, literally, like, these days I watch Winnipeg, and I watch how their offensive line is so good, because their camaraderie, their trust in each other is so clutch. Yeah. And it's a great thing to watch. I like watching great offensive lines.
For sure, man. I wholeheartedly agree with y'all. Especially as a guy who's played tackle and played guard. I always knew whenever I played guard, I knew exactly this type of stuff like my tackle was looking for, right? Yeah. Like when me and Bruce was next to each other in Sash, it was like he never had to worry, because he knew he like, man, I know if I mess up, D gonna be right there be right there to hold it down. Like, that's the type of, what I'm saying? I think and I play with a lot of great, I had that relationship with Blue. I think the guard I probably had the best relationship playing wise with Shane Bergman. And in my opinion, he was one of the best guards to play in the CFL in his 7 years, man. It was always a crime that he didn't get the recognition that he deserved early in his career because the dude was solid, man. I'm talking about a 6'8", 350-pound dude who wasn't like physically looking at him wasn't athletic, but he really was because like his stance, you watch film with him, like his stance was like, we used to call him Mount Bird because it was like a big tripod that just like pitter pattered, but nobody could get around him.
He was just so smart.
Yeah, and the dude, he was smart, man. He was smart. He always knew, like, he would always like talk to me like, "Hey, D-Lo, let me know what you need. Like, you know, if you need me to be there, let me know. I'll be there." Or even if I knew if I didn't communicate it to him to what I wanted him to do, if I messed up, he was gonna fix it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of relationship that good O-lines have, because it's never perfect playing O-line. Anybody who thinks that your O-line is going to be perfect every play, it's a fucking pipe dream. Like, it's never going to be perfect. But you want guys who have that camaraderie. Was always big to me. You know, y'all know when we was in SAS, that's all I ever wanted to do was just all of us hang out, even if it was, you know, go watch a game together or kick it at somebody's crib and just, you know, just politic, right? Because there's little things like that I think people don't realize that camaraderie is what translates to the field. And I feel like watching, especially up north in the CFL, watching a lot of these O-lines, I'm not sure if it's COVID protocol or what it is, but you can tell like the camaraderie is just not there with a lot of groups.
That's real talk. I'm watching the same thing. It's like that's why I started off comparing Winnipeg. I'm gonna start the top. Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna work my way down. I'm just gonna start at the top where you just see like, okay, there's not many mess ups here, and you can tell these guys know each other. They hang out with each other. They trust each other. And on any level, high school, college, or pros, if you can get that, you're going to be successful.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely. Agreed.
So let me ask y'all this. Now the NFL season's, you know, back up in swing. You know, CFL started. We got both leagues going on right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask y'all from each league. Let's start with the NFL. I'll start with you, Bruce. Who's an offensive tackle right now that you feel like is probably the top dog in the game? That's like the dude just has a lot of weapons in his arsenal. He's really hard to beat one-on-one. Like he's just the benchmark right now.
Oh,
I got two.
There's a few.
Yeah, go ahead, Thad. You go first, because I ain't gonna lie to you. My NFL studies have been.
So, hey, listen, you got kids like me, so I get it.
Yeah, and I be having coaches meetings.
Oh yeah. So go ahead, Dad. Give me a dude from the NFL right now that you like watching him. You like, man, that dude is.
I can't give you one. I got to give you 1A.
What is a few? Who would you give? All right, so give me 1A and 1B.
I'm gonna give you Lane Johnson, right tackle from the Eagles.
Yeah.
Trent Williams from San Fran, left tackle, man. Those guys.
Trent picked up when he got his game. He's proven him. I watched one game of him just to piggyback on what you. He's picking back up, but he's young.
He is.
Well, he's 33. He's 32, 33.
Bro,
he's been in there for a while, bro.
But he's playing like he just got paid.
Yeah. No, like he's my 1A for sure. Trent Williams is my guy.
He's looking amazing. He has so many tricks of the trade. I literally just watched some film on him yesterday. I'm like, wow, he just showed me 3 moves within probably 6 plays. I said, wow.
My favorite move that he does that I tried to put in my game is that fucking one-arm chop when guys try to long arm him. He is a master. He's a master with that.
And it's powerful. It's not just knocking the hand. He's knocking the whole body down.
They hitting face first.
Like literally face first, man. Face first. Man. For a while. And then Lane Johnson, I've been watching him. He's back healthy, man. His kick slide is so smooth and so powerful.
Absolutely.
They try to bull rush because he's a taller guy, but he's
strong though.
His feet are under it. Like his feet are so flat on the ground, his toe is not up. So they try to bull. He's damn near lifting them off the ground, man. He's solid, man. He's solid.
Yeah.
He's getting to a spot fast. You can tell he's back 100%, man. He's looking very well right now.
Yeah, for sure, all the way. A guy that I like, those two are definitely top five.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
Another guy I would like, he's definitely good. I'm not a fan of his stance, but it's effective.
Yeah.
Is left tackle for Green Bay.
Bakari.
David Bakari. Yeah, him. And then I like the young right tackle for Tampa Bay, Tristan Wirfs. I like Tristan Wirfs.
Tristan Wirfs is straight.
Oh my God!
I like Tristan Wirfs, man. That kid came in the league hot.
It's so weird that he's that big, but he seems like he's not a rookie. He seems like a 5-6 year vet.
He's a hell of an athlete.
Well, he's not a rookie.
Well, he actually we talked about this with Bruce, because Bruce, you ran a 4.85 at the combine at 3:15, which is fucking impressive.
Yeah.
That kid ran a 4.85 and he was like 3:25. And I'm talking about like
he was heavier than that, but
he might have been. He could have been like me. He could have been asking him like, hey, take my 15 pounds off for me real quick. But like the way he moves, his movement is fluid. He's an athlete for such a big guy, and he's strong too. You could tell like he has power.
And he knows how to use his power as well. He knows how to use. A lot of guys are strong, but they don't know how to use their power. You know, they just used to they run into a guy and just try to overpower. No, once you run into him, he's moving his speed. He's moving you out the way. Like he's moving you away from the quarterback. And it's very impressive how athletic to be that size. Like he's
absolutely.
He's like 340. The guy's
absolutely.
Yeah.
A guy I like too that I watched a couple weeks ago that he's playing left tackle because of the injury to Taylor Decker. Rookie for Detroit from Oregon.
Yeah.
Panay, I don't know how to say his name. Panay.
I know. The Panay.
Hey, that kid, at right tackle, he looked like a liability, but at left tackle, that dude's a future All-Pro. Like he looked really good at left tackle, man, and it looked natural for him. It looked comfortable.
That's what they said. I haven't watched him yet, but they said his last game he looked so smooth, so comfortable, man. I was
he's definitely a left tackle. He's not a right tackle. He's definitely strictly a left tackle. So let's go to CFL. Talk to me about some of the offensive tackles right now in the CFL. It's not many. It's probably one guy. We all know who it is. Who do you feel like is?
You might as well go ahead.
Who you think is the top dog up north right now?
I'm always have to go with my boy Stan out in Winnipeg. Stan. And, Harvard's doing this thing too. I think their whole line is
always like Harvard's game.
Yes, he's very solid. It's always their whole line is complete, man. Both of their tackles, their guards, their center, that whole line is like. I wouldn't be surprised if all five of them made All-Star, man, because they're so solid.
That's true. They can't. They're not going to do that, but
they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it. But
they can't do it. But their whole line. Stan, he's such a smart guy. He beats the guy. He beats the guy to the spot. He chops a guy's hand. He snatches a guy down. Like I watch him. He's very, very talented, man. I've always watched him.
He's a wily vet as an offensive tackle. Right now, in the sense of what I'm seeing from him, he's taking candy from babies, man. Like
definitely.
It's too easy for him right now. Like I don't even think he's trying hard.
He keeps
y'all about to start making me watch more Winnipeg games now.
Oh man,
hey, bro, listen. The only dude that I ever felt like as a tackle, at least if you want to talk about like upper echelon guys who are in the running for awards.
If Stan keeps this up, he's going to be a future Hall of Famer.
He is now already.
If he's not already,
he's already. He's a 2-time MOL winner. He's a 9-time. Or 10-time division All-Star. He's an 8-time league All-Star. He's a shoo-in. His bronze bust should be made already.
You are 100% correct, man.
He's a shoo-in, bro. He's a shoo-in.
He's very smooth, man, and that's when you know when other guys that play your position give you this kind of respect. It's because you've earned that respect.
He earned it. Yeah, he earned it, man. You can't.
He's very consistent. He stays healthy. He's a very good person. The guy's
he's a solid dude, man. Yeah, I like Stan. He's a solid dude. He really is his Twitter name. He's humble, bro. Like, you won't hear him talking about himself.
Nope.
You won't hear him talking down on nobody. He just like stay to himself. He go out there, he do his job, he go home, he do whatever, man. Like he's definitely the epitome of what his Twitter name is, man. He's a humble dude. But the only year I remember, my first year in the league was 2015. Yeah. And I remember watching film, and I think that was his first year in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And it did not look good at all. I'm gonna be honest. Probably the one year I seen Stan play, I was like, y'all sure this is one of the dudes that y'all want to talk about as elite? Because I remember like that in my head, like
that's when he left. That's when he left Calgary.
That's when he left Calgary.
He went to
that
Winnipeg.
First year in Winnipeg was a rough ride for him.
You're right. I remember that now.
Yeah, his film was bad. I will tell Stan that to his face.
No, that's weird. No,
that film was bad.
He'll probably say that too.
Yeah, that film was bad. Right. But the good thing is, they the offense that he plays in, that he's been playing in Winnipeg, it fits his game. And a lot of people don't realize, especially for offensive linemen, the offense you play in plays a big part in performance, right? Yeah, you gotta see the thing that, and I know this is your boy, Thad McAdoo, that's your guy. The thing that I hated about playing in McAdoo's offense, and he probably don't like me because I talk bad about his offense all the time. But the thing that ate me up about his offense was everything was 7-step drops, bro. Like, it was all dropbacks the whole game. I remember one game, I forgot who he was playing, and the first play he called was a 7-step drop to open the game. And I said, bro, what are you doing? Like, as an offensive lineman, the one thing we want to do, the first play of the game, it has to be a run.
It has to be.
It has to be. You shouldn't think about doing nothing other than running the ball. The minute you do a drop back first play of the game, or you do a play action first play of the game, what you're telling the other team is, we're shook. We're trying to catch you off guard. We're shook. We don't think we can hang. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my thing.
Yeah. It definitely makes the job a lot harder for the rest of the game.
Bro, as an offensive lineman, especially as a tackle, do you want to drop back 45, 50 times a game?
Hell no.
No. That's not on. That's not
like pass blocking
level. That's not on college level. That's not
no
way.
But in the CFL, it is a passing league. We get that. But you know what I'm saying? I always feel like the best offense in the CFL teams that are a shoe-in to get to the Grey Cup are the teams that are balanced, right?
Yeah.
You look at a team like Winnipeg. I mean, pretty much is the benchmark, right? But Andrew Harris, their claim to fame, especially in 2019, that's what I feel like. That's why they won the Grey Cup, is that they had a balanced offense. And then when they got Zach kind of gave them that downfield element that they didn't have when they had Nichols. So that they was able to run the ball, let Andrew Harris beat you down. And then right when you try to load up the box, boom, we're going to hit you over the top and go score. So, and I feel like SAS a little bit had that element. I feel like they lost it when they lost Shaq
Evans.
He was the clear-cut, deep field threat, right? He was the one that stretched the field. So I feel like now what you're watching from SAS and why they're kind of having a little bit of a regression in the sense of play, or why they struggle with Winnipeg, was because they didn't have that downfield element that could complement William Powell. Because I love William Powell. I love his game. He's one of the best running backs in the CFL. He's been for the last 5-6 years. And he's a guy who can make your offense go if you get him involved properly. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the only thing with SAS is why, like, now I'm kind of off I was never really on the bandwagon, but I did give them some props. But I'm kind of off the bandwagon now in a sense of Grey Cup. Like, Winnipeg clear cut is the team. It's them and whoever else is going to make it to the Grey Cup. Pretty much.
No, 100%. I don't think anybody would disagree with you, man. Winnipeg is the Calgary of years ago.
Now, Pretty much. The only people that could beat Winnipeg is Winnipeg.
Right now, 100%. Right now, at this time, like, it's a long season. You got 7-8 games left, but as of right now, Winnipeg is above the rest. Like, it's not even close right now, and that's what it is. You know,
hands down. hands down.
Yeah, of course.
So, normally what I end the segment with is, games of the week, whatever. But I'm gonna do this a little differently. I'm gonna ask y'all, in your playing careers, we'll go with Bruce. Bruce, who is the illest defensive lineman you've ever played against that you was like, God damn, I gotta block this nigga all game?
When I went against, let's see, if I have to say,
up north,
I have to say the person that shocked me the most of playing him in person was Richard Seymour, bro. He wasn't a DN, but as an interior D lineman, when I had to go against Richard Seymour, I don't care if he was my teammate, bro. He was insane. But I have to say that a couple of times I went against, and I'm gonna bring it back. Like when I went against Chris Long, like they're like really going against him that much. He was a different player to me.
In his prime?
Yeah, he was a different player to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the toughest defensive end you had to block in Canada in your time playing up there?
Oh, man. I had so many beasts up there.
We're not talking about beasts. We're talking about legit a guy that you knew, like, okay, I gotta be on my A game when I play.
My A game. Truthfully, probably Jeff Coat.
Oh,
Jackson Jeffcoat. Okay. I mean,
he's a problem now.
He is.
Jeff.
I mean,
Jeff
my personal feelings for him, he is a problem for most people. I don't feel like he was for me.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Chick.
Yeah, I get that.
Chick and Jeff Coat.
Chick was in his prime. He was a tough one.
You had to come every.
I never played him in his prime. I never played him in his prime. He was doing when I played.
That's what I was about to say, bro.
Every play.
Chick.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely John Chick, bro. Every play, the guy took no plays off. He had different weapons he was going to give you. He had power, he had speed, and it was literally you didn't have a play off. And he probably real talk, he probably helped me elevate my game because playing against him earlier in my career in the CFL, I knew I had to come with it every play. And it was like, okay, either I'm gonna elevate or they're gonna cut me and get me up out of here.
Right.
Because this is a guy I'm gonna have to see 2-3 times a year. And I know I have to come with it. I'm gonna say him, and then I'm gonna say 1B, I'm gonna say Charleston. Because Charleston, he's
Charleston was always a tough matchup.
He's the wily vet.
Yeah.
When you think you got him, he gives you something new, man. I promise you that he's the
always.
He's so smooth with it, man.
And he throws you off when he does that nasty laughing.
Yeah.
You're mad. Like, yo, shut up, bro.
That is true, too.
When he start talking, he's the worst playing against him because he won't shut up.
Like, shut up, man.
They're like, shut up, bro. Like, just play. And he'd be talking the whole time. He don't even got to be in a play. He's still talking to you.
He's just talking. But
you was scared, huh? You did. You know if it would came my way, you know what would have happened. Like, yo, shut up, bro.
That is 100% true, bro. That's
I don't think I said anything that game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I mean, I don't know. That game, remember the game in 2017? We played Calgary, and it was like acting like Charleston was out there just shredding us up. Like he was dominating us. When they hyped it up. They hyped it up like a mother, right?
They hyped it up.
Yo, to this day, I'm glad I got you on the episode now because to this day, I still get flack for 2017. Apparently to everybody, I was horrible. I sucked. I didn't deserve to be there. I shouldn't have been, all this stuff. Nobody knows the intricacies of what it was like playing in SAS that year. No one knows what the intricacies are like playing for Jones as a head coach and a GM. Like, that dude's looking to replace you every day. He's literally practices are like bludgeon sessions 5 times a week before you even get to the game. We never did any scout team. Like, it was like every time we got to game day, we were seeing a defense we never knew existed. It was like, oh damn, like, what are we doing, bro? Like all we did, we was watching film on our own. Like, bro, it was a tough year, bro. But for us to fall one play short of the Grey Cup, I think that was probably one of the illest teams I played on, in the sense of like, that's why Mike, I tell people this is why Mike Riley always gets a ton of respect from me, because he won a Grey Cup playing for Jones and playing the McAdoo's offense. And to do that is special. It's special.
Yeah. I tell people all the time when they come to McAdoo's offense or whatever, I tell them it's probably one of the hardest offenses you're going to play for, you know. So,
bro,
if you can get this down pat, you'll be fine anywhere else. I promise.
That's for sure. But that's the thing. It was so simple that it was complicated.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it blows your mind, right? It was so simple. Like it wasn't like he was teaching you concepts that was like it wasn't that. But the offense was so simple that if you thought too much, you messed up. If you didn't think enough, you messed up. It had to be like a nice, happy balance to figure it out.
Medium.
But the hard part was they changed everything every week. The way you did it one week wasn't going to be how you did it the next week. But you never knew that, because they would just be in the office changing stuff and then be like, hey, we're going to run this play this week. I remember, I forgot what play it was. I think it was the sweep play. The one we scored on Toronto with Lineman, where we threw the touchdown in the corner, right? I remember in my mind, coming from Calgary, everything was basic concepts, right? If you look at any football playbook, you know, you as an offensive lineman, the one thing that you always rely on is having base rules, like basic rules. So whenever stuff hits the fan in the game, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go back to basics to know how to handle it, right? We didn't have that in Savage.
No, it did.
Dad, you played in that offense, Dad. Tell me that we didn't have different base rules every week.
Yeah, you did. We did change a lot. Yeah, not a lot. I ain't gonna say a lot, but we did change some stuff.
But the small, minute details change from week to week.
Yes, that is true. That is true. We did change some stuff like from week to week. Like, okay, well, we got to write it a little different in our notebook.
Right.
This week. That's true, though. That's true.
Like it would be weird stuff. It'd be like, okay, if you knew 60 protection was 4 down in the wheel, but this week we're playing DC, right? We got Solomon and Big Hill. No, we're gonna switch it. 60 goes 4 down, and we're following wherever Big Hill goes. And I'm like, wait, hold on, bro. Like
that is true.
It would be stuff like that. You'd be like, hold on, wait a minute. Now I don't know which side is the man side and which side is the slot. Like what? We looking for Big Hill, the ball's 5 seconds on the clock, about to get hut. Like, base. Whoa, hold on, bro.
No, that is true. That is true.
Literally was like that.
That is true.
That's the part about playing in SAS that year that threw me off. And people was like, oh, yeah, you suck. I'm like, bro, you don't understand. Like, my mind was getting so warped, because when you come from a structure, like Calgary to me reminded me when I was in New England. Like, it's a structure, it's a base concept. Everything is what it is. The only thing that changes is the bodies, right? But you know, when you get put in that spot, you know what needs to be done on a consistent basis, right? Yeah. And what used to throw me off would be like, they used to do like little small stuff. It'd be like, okay, this week in the slide, if we was playing Mondo, you know what I'm saying? They would tell, Blue, like, hey, you know what? Lean towards Mondo, so we don't put Dan on the island one-on-one, right? But they wouldn't tell me that. So I'm thinking, hey, on the slide, I'm thinking I got the guard there, and the DN makes an inside move, and I'm going, oh yeah, blue. Like, no, it was like yo, you know that feeling when you do something and you expecting somebody to be there, and then by the time you realize they're not there, it's too late. You're like, oh,
that's true. That is true.
Hey, but that was the type of stuff that we used to deal with. So I'm like, man. And then, but
that's true.
I'm glad y'all here, man. I need people to hear this, right? Because to this day, that's all I get is, as soon as people want to throw a jab at me on social media, is, you're probably just going to look like the 2017 version of yourself. And I'm like, bro, EAD. Like, I wasn't that bad, bro. Like,
no, you can't let the people bother you, man.
no, I know this, but you know when you hear something so much, and it's kind of like man, I wish I could really tell y'all what the truth is. But I'm not trying to be that guy, right? I'm not trying to pull a whole cake. You know what I'm saying? Jose Canseco just snitching because he's feeling this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to be that guy.
Oh
man, but no.
But
hey, fellas, man, I appreciate y'all pulling up on me, man. It's a fun episode, man. You guys are always welcome to pull up on me here at the Trap, man. Show is all about offensive linemen, man. We just want to highlight guys who play the game, got a chance to do some things, let people get to know you, kind of impart some knowledge onto the young bucks, man. So if y'all want to give a shout out, let people know what y'all doing. That you can shout out the business. Bruce, let people know what you on, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, bro. I appreciate it, man. This was a great time, man. I definitely will be back on your show, man. This is amazing, man. Thanks for letting me see my boy Bruce, man. It's been a while, man. This has been great.
It's been a while, man.
I appreciate
the three amigos inside.
All right, exactly. I'll be back, baby. That's what's up, man. I'm happy to be here, bro. If y'all ever in Edmonton, look me up at liveboldman.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can holler at me if you're looking for a personal trainer as well. I'm right here in Edmonton, man. It's been good, man.
I'm gonna pull up on you next season.
In a year, but we'll see, man. It's a tough business, but it's been good, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm loving Edmonton, man, and I'm happy to see you guys, bro. Appreciate you, man.
My guy, man. My guy.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Bruce, man. Let the people know what's going on. Give you shout outs, man. Let them know where to follow you at. You need some followers on Twitter because you be on there, but you ain't got no followers. I see it now.
Yo, I am not even on, bro. I'm not even on there like that. But now if there's anything I could say and leave, man, for the young offensive lineman coming up, man, you have to use your hands. One, you got to use your hands. Can't be afraid to use your hands. Get to the spot. Number two, and be the dictator, man. Don't let D linemen dictate you. Start being a dictator, man. We control the game as offensive linemen. We know where we got to be, how fast we got to get there. So be the dictator. But other than that, I appreciate you having me on here, man. I know this has been a long day for me, but man, I appreciate you taking the time out, man, for sure. Seeing Thad, man, and getting back up with y'all, man. I'll definitely be back on. And that's really it, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate y'all, man. Again, this is us for this episode here on the Trap. Follow me on Twitter, 6BoneCrusher3. Follow me on Instagram, 6BoneCrusher4. Episode will be dropping soon. Follow my boys. Thad is on Twitter. Bruce is on Twitter. Bruce used to be on Instagram, but somebody hacked him. Thad is on Twitter though. Shout out to Live Bold, right? That's the name of your company, Live man. Bold, shout out to Live Bold. Pull up, get your acai. That's how you say it?
Acai.
Get your acai bowls. You know what I'm saying? Sir. Pull up on the personal train. Yo, I'm gonna pull up on you. I'm coming up to Edmonton next season. Man, even though I don't like them. I ain't got no choice. I gotta come up there. They ain't trying to let us free. They're not trying to free your boy. So
look, I'm gonna pull up on you too when the borders change up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the border's open for the vaccinated. I don't want y'all to, they ain't putting out. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying. But y'all boys stay safe, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up on me. Holler at your boy whenever you need me. Shout out to Bruce. Shout out to the fam, to the young ones, man. I know what that dad life is like, man. I'm living it too, bro. So more power to you, brother. I know what you're going through.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all boys, man. Thank you.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate y'all.
Later, bro. Appreciate you.
Good talking to y'all, man.
All right, that.